Hello guys, welcome back to Cooking with Penguin. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's actually been about 11 months from the last time I uploaded. I know that was a long time, but things changed. I had to do a cross-country move. I'm back in Ohio now. Wood's a lot cheaper here. So I woke up this morning and I wanted to do a smoke on the Oklahoma Joe, but I'm only doing 4 pork chops. And when me and my friend bought this house, they left a old Weber style. It's not an actual kettle, but it's a Weber style grill, and it is actually possible to smoke on these using a minion method. So to conserve fuel as well as being able to sear, I'm gonna smoke on this and see how it goes. This is a first time I've ever done this, so you're gonna learn along with me. So I have a pile of charcoal here, water pan. I got my grate set up here, sitting on top of the Oklahoma Joe. Over here in a little pan, since I don't have a charcoal chimney, I have about 8 to 9 briquettes there. I'm just going to douse them in a little bit of lighter fuel. Get them started. Apparently I might need more. Or I might need less wind. Alrighty. I'm gonna give them a little bit more. There we go. And the wind blows them out. Alright, new plan worked. I moved them in here. There was too much airflow down there, and there's a little bit of a breeze, so it just turned it, just completely blew it out. I got them going away from the main. They shouldn't ignite. If it does, that'll be a little bit of an issue. But I'm gonna let these burn down and completely ash over for probably about the next 10-15 minutes. And when they're ready, I will be back with you guys. Alright, so these coals are pretty much ashed over to the point where I want them at. The next step is to move them over. You want them in contact with these other coals so they slowly light them. Alright, going to take the water pan, move it back in here. I also have 3 chunks of oak that I'm going to put one here, and one here, so they slowly burn through. Gonna put this back on here. Now, how this method works is the air comes up from the bottom, feeds through, the coals slowly burn through, bringing it up to temp. And what you want is your air vent on your lid on the opposite side, so the heat and the smoke has to flow over the food, which is going to be sitting right here. Fit that lid back on there. I have the temperature gauge here to tell me what the temperature is inside of there. And when this comes up to temp, I'm looking for an area of around between 225 to 275 degrees, which might seem like a big difference, but anywhere in between there and it will work. We're only taking these pork chops up to an internal temperature of 135. So lower, more smoke, better for this. On the offset, you don't want any dirty smoke. On this, it's more acceptable. I'll be back when I got the temperatures under control. Right now I got temps up to, I'm not sure if you can see that or not, up to 136, 138 now. I will be back when I got it up to at least 225. All right, we back. The smoker is currently up to 232. I'm about to pop the lid off. These are the pork chops that I got. They are cut off of a loin. I butchered it myself. I got them rubbed down in my own pork rub after I brined them last night in a 5% salt solution, along with some salt, some sugar, the barbecue rub, a few garlic cloves, thyme, rosemary, and some soy sauce. All right. See, that's not burnt through that much. It's not even hit the wood yet. We're going to add them on now. As far away from the fire as possible. Alrighty, so the temp dropped down to 161, as it will do when you pop off the lid, but now the temps will go right back up as it continues to heat up in there. And now the game plan is to check back in on that probably every maybe 30 minutes or so, just to see how it's cooking along, make sure everything's going good, make sure I got enough wood in there for smoke, make sure I don't need to replenish the charcoal, but that charcoal bed should last for a good few hours. As for charcoal choice solution for this is I would definitely go briquettes. For something like running in the Oklahoma Joe, I choose lump charcoal, but lump charcoal burns hotter and it burns faster. In this, you want more low, slow, even temps, which is what you get with briquettes. And I will see you back then. All right, so I actually had to switch over to my cell phone for a little bit. I'm getting an SD card error on my GoPro, so I'm going to have to work on that here in a while. Another side note, how you control temps on this is you have a top damper, a bottom damper. That is full open on bottom, full open on top, so it's getting max airflow. Right now I'm up to 244. So I want to start kind of knocking it down a little bit so it doesn't get too hot, doesn't start burning through the charcoal too fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on one of my charcoal gloves and I'm going to adjust this damper just a little bit. Yeah, it's dirty under here. Like I said, I just got this out of the garage. And I kind of close those. That's almost full closed, don't want that. Want them about half closed like that. And I'm going to close this damper down just a tad bit too. And then here in about 10-15 minutes I should start seeing my temperatures start to die down a little bit. It got up to 248, which is about right where I want it at, maybe a little bit lower than that. The charcoal finally hit the wood. You're going to start seeing more smoke. As long as it's not billowing, you're good. All right, so these have been on for about 30 minutes now. Temperatures have been holding consistent between 245 and 262. You just got to keep playing with the dampers to keep the temperature up or down depending on where you want it. I'm about to temp them for the first time. I don't expect them to be anywhere near 135. I could be wrong, but I'm just going to temp them early to get an idea on, like, imagine a graph in your head. I want to see how quickly it's gaining temperature. So let's see where we're at. They're looking good. Still burning nice. I'm going to go in this middle one here. Turn it on. I should have turned it on beforehand. That says 144. Let me flip this one over. 145. These are actually done. Wow. Alrighty, so that was the shortest cook I have ever done in my entire life. All right, so now we get to mess around a little bit. I'm going to put this lid back on, and I am going to pause the video, and I'm going to be back, and I'm going to sear these off real fast. All right, so I'm giving these coals a little bit of time to come up to temp. Yeah, those are a little bit over where I wanted them, but like I said, this was the first time. 144, they were brined all night. They're still going to be great. I'm about to sear them off on here. For those of you that are a little concerned about pork that is below 160, don't really care about it too much. The only thing you really had to ever worry about undercooked pork was trichinosis, which is a nice little parasite. But modern animals are kept on a pretty consistent deworming regimen, so you don't really even have to worry about that. And even then, if you're still a little worried about it, trichinosis is killed instantly at 137, so there's that. Either way, it's going to be perfectly safe and delicious to eat, and not dry and chalky like overcooked pork is. All right, let's see how these go on now. I don't think it's hot enough yet, but we're gonna find out. All I'm trying to do now is really kind of crisp it up. There we go. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that sizzle. I'm going to give that a few minutes on both sides, and then I'm going to pull it off, and I'll end the video then. I would have liked this a little hotter. Alright guys, I'm actually going to end the video now, and I'm willing to bet these are going to be delicious. I'll see you guys next time.